Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today's replay is me playing in the Harekaze II, a Japanese Tier 8 premium destroyer. I'm on the map Trident, and it's an epicenter game. So it's a pure Tier 8 battle. There is unfortunately a carrier, and there is one radar. But, you know, we found some enemy destroyers already, so I'm going to pop my hydro, pop my smoke, and then let the fun begin. And let me just say here for a moment, those are my first impressions of this ship. This was actually my first battle played in this ship. But so far my impressions of the Harekaze II are quite favorable. So I'm trying out some armor piercing here because you have some decent armor piercing. This ship is armed with 150mm guns. But unlike the German 150s, those guns are actually pretty decent. Now, as you saw, like, my armor piercing didn't do that much because I got mostly overpens, but you see, those 150s have not only a decent reload, but they do 2500 high explosive damage. I think the Germans do 1700 with a worse reload. Now, your biggest downside on the Harekaze II is you only have 3 guns. And 3 guns just aren't that many. So, despite those 150s being quite decent, your EPM isn't going to win any prizes, I suppose. But it doesn't have to, because you know what? You are armed with the upgraded Kagero torpedoes. Yes, like the Harekaze I has the stock Kagero torpedoes, you have the upgraded Kagero torpedoes in the Harekaze II. You still have your 5.4 concealment with like the module and the captain. So you can play this simply as a torpedo boat if you wanted to. But you also have like your 5km hydro that I've gotten a lot of use out of. And this Akizuki still hasn't realized that he's like, I mean, he has tried smoking up here, but that's not gonna help against the hydro. Maybe he was thinking the hydro would go out at some point, but you know. Well, he should have just, I guess, you know, run away from the hydro. So, one enemy destroyer down, and a good start to the game, I guess. So yeah, overall, this seems to be a pretty solid ship. So you have the upgraded Kagero torpedoes, you have good stealth, so you can play this as a torpedo boat if you want. But you also have the 5km hydro, so with the hydro smoke combination you can bully enemy destroyers. While your guns aren't the best, I suppose, like you only have 3, so your DPM isn't that great. But that doesn't really matter if you are inside a smoke screen hydroing the enemy. So, you know, overall there is quite a potential in this little boat. Now, one major weakness you have is bad hit points. Same as the other Harekaze, you know. Just like 16,100 is the maximum you're gonna get out of it. This is with the captain perk, which I highly recommend anyway on destroyers. So you gotta be a bit careful with your hit points, but overall, you know, solid ship. Your anti-air is trash, by the way, but nobody expected otherwise, I guess. Now, compared with the Harekaze I, you have worse gun power, but you get slightly better torpedoes and you get a hydro. So, you know, I guess both have their reasons for existing, and both are, like, I loved the Harekaze I, well, I still do. And I think I'm going to get some fun out of the Harekaze II as well. Now, as far as the battle goes, I've tried to stay a little bit further away from the Cleveland. The Cleveland is being a nuisance there in the center, but not much I can do about this. And I really don't want to give up, like, the center and retreat somewhere else. What I want to do is I want to try to bully that Akizuki again. And gotta keep an eye on Cleveland. I'm trying to position myself further away from him if possible. I hope the Cleveland just leaves more towards the other side. But right now, well, I mean, if the Cleveland raiders, I just have to run away, I suppose. I shouldn't be too far inside its raid. Right now, I have hydroed the enemy Akizuki. The enemy Akizuki has responded with smoking up. So once again, I don't think he knows how hydro works. Now I'm smoking up myself too because of the planes. It would have been nice if I could have used his smoke to like bully him without expanding my own, but the carrier was coming in to fun police me, so I had to use my smoke screen. And you know, thanks to the Hydro, I don't have to be concerned about getting surprise torpedoed. I'll see any torpedoes coming. Yeah, exactly, right, here are the torpedoes. And I like that the Akizuki basically made it behind cover, so he decided to reverse back out again. So this means 2 enemy Akizukis dealt with my Hydro. The first one that just chilled inside my Hydro until he was destroyed, and now the second one that basically reversed in front of our guns inside my Hydro. Now, this is not something that will happen every battle, obviously. The use you get out of Hydro will be mixed. If you play like German destroyers, you know this. Especially if there are too many raiders, Hydro loses a little bit of its power because the raiders are going to push you so far back that you can't Hydro any destroyers. And look at that, the enemy Cleveland has finally raided me. Now, Cleveland is the only raider, and it's on low health, so I'm gonna try to shoot it a bit. Even switch to armor piercing here. Of course, now he's going to angle, which means it's not going to be very helpful. I'm trying to vary my speed a little bit and troll some enemy incoming shells with moderate success, I guess. And now we just run away and disappear. Well, actually, I could, you know, shoot the Cossack a bit. It looks like the Cossack has stopped shooting because he now wants to disappear himself, because he's the center of attention. Let's see if we can get a few hits in there. I mean, right now nobody is shooting me back, so that's pretty nice. The Cossack is smoking up. And I'm inconvenient again once more. So, where was I? Right. You know that Hydro usefulness can be a bit mixed depending on how the battle goes, but the great thing about the Harekaze II is you are a pretty potent torpedo boat. You have the same torpedoes as the upgraded Kagero, and you have 5.4 stealth. 5.4 stealth means you can be pretty sneaky, you can do some scouting, you can do some capping, you can sneak up on enemies and torpedo them. And honestly, you could just play this like a Kagero if you wanted to. With similar results, I guess. You do have less hit points than an upgraded Kagero, though that's something to keep in mind. But with the Hydro, you know, you don't have to be that afraid of enemy destroyers. Well, I mean, it depends on the destroyer, but honestly, you know, I think I like this ship. Need to play it more to obviously get a better feel of it. But so far, I definitely like what I'm seeing. Now, got some torps going towards the Lenin. And the carrier is coming in, so I'm trying to, you know, get away from those planes. The enemy has quite the points lead, but we have a ship's lead. And our ships are finally entering the capture zone. So, not looking too bad on that front, I guess. The enemy Lenin has been dealt with. Now, I'm not the healthiest ship anymore, not that I had the most hit points to begin with, and Viper is also getting low, and the carrier is a slight nuisance here. Now, he wasn't going for me, he was just spotting me as an accident, basically. But it doesn't make it less inconvenient, I guess. So, we have an enemy Italian here who is disappearing in the smoke and disengaging. Well, you know what, ship-wise it's actually pretty close. We are only one ship ahead right now, and I do have the points. But it looks like that one Italian was very low and is disengaging right now. The other Italian is also not the healthiest. If we look around here, our battleships are pretty healthy in comparison. The Amagi over there, well, was pretty healthy, but is losing hit points quite rapidly. And you know what? Meanwhile, I'm hunting a Cossack. You see, Cossack gets detected, Cossack smokes up, I go Hydro. Cossack can't see me anymore. Oh damn it, there are planes. Okay. They found police out in force again. Now the Cossack left its smoke anyway because he realized it didn't work. But the 5-kilometer Hydro caught him, I guess, somewhat off guard. And now it's the 3rd destroyer that falls to my Hydro. Now keep in mind, the longer the Harekaze is around, the more people are going to be aware that it has Hydro. And the less likely are going to be able to pull off ambushes like that. Now, should have potentially used both launchers, but I saw that he's turning away and I was like, yeah, okay. Let's save those torpedoes, maybe I can do some. But, you know, there isn't really another target. The other Italians are going to sailing away anyway. So maybe I should have just used both launchers there. Anyway, maybe we'll finally get the center. My division mate is there in the outer circle. And, well, our battleships are chasing enemy battleships. Overall, the points make it look not so nice. But if we take a look at those battleships again, right? One enemy is almost down, the other is on half health, and our battleships are, well, one is very healthy, the other is also at half health. But they seem to be in the same clan, so they might even be coordinating. And, oh, look at that, I got 2 torpedoes into my... Now I regret not using my second launcher. Wait, he's still flooding. You know what? Never mind. One launcher was more than enough. So, yeah. Meanwhile, our battleships are winning their fight over there. And Viper is getting farmed by a Kaga, which is just a shame, but nothing we can do against that. Now, there is no point in going towards that battleship. I could, I guess, more towards the 910. I mean, I wanna cap, right? The question is, where in the outer circle am I going to be? Now the Kaga is coming this way and he's in a straight line. Planes are too fast, there is no way I can disappear, I don't have a smoke screen anymore. So I'm probably dead. Because, you know, there is nothing you can do against planes. And here comes the drop, he gets a good hit and fire, because why not? I need to damage con this because I'm on very low health. And now he's going to come again, and, well, I mean, it's only the Kaga remaining, so at least we're going to win this, but what do you expect is going to happen? Look at that, it's another fire. Now, if I hadn't damage con the first fire, I would have been low enough already and be dead right away. Now, since I damage con the first, I'm now going to burn to death, because it's just how this game goes. But it's a win, so, you know, doesn't matter. Let's jump to the results. So, after I've been so rudely fun-policed, let's jump to some results. And it was a pretty decent battle, and so far my first impressions of this thing are pretty decent. But you know, in essence, it's like a Kagero with a Hydro. I mean, yeah, it has different guns, it has a few less hit points, and so there are some differences. But honestly, you know, I think I like this thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next time.